Good morning, I am Chris from the FPL Dude and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video for the 2021-2022 season. In today's video I will try to predict the best team for game week 12, so yes, I'm going to try to predict the team that is going to earn the highest amount of FPL points for this following game week. If you're new around here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and if you got any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comment section. We'll try to reply to them as fast as I can. Without further ado, let's begin. To be able to predict that best predicted team, guys, first of all I would need to take a look at those upcoming fixtures. The first one is Arsenal against Newcastle. I strongly believe that Arsenal are going to be able to do very good in this one, so I'm going to go for one Arsenal goalkeeper, and that is Ramsdale. He has emerged as one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League now through the first 10 to 12 game weeks. The next player that I'm going to bring in is Smith Rowe. I believe that he is one of the players that is overperforming mostly out of all midfielders in the Premier League as well. So these two guys seem to be doing very good, and I'm going to bring them in mainly because they do play against Newcastle. Newcastle's team is not doing well at all this season. They're actually ranked last. They have only 6 points in 12 games played, so I believe that Arsenal does have excellent chance to keep it clean and potentially even score a couple of goals in this one. Crystal Palace plays against Aston Villa next, so I believe that Aston Villa defense have not been as good as they should have been. I believe that Crystal Palace does have an excellent potential to be able to score against them, so I'm going to go with one Crystal Palace midfielder. In this case it is going to be Gallagher. He costs 6 million, so I believe that he could potentially easily fit in everyone's team. Liverpool plays against Southampton. I do have 3 Liverpool players in mind that I believe are going to be able to do very good now for this particular game week. The first one is Salah. He's the most expensive player in the game. I believe that he does have excellent captaincy potential no matter the opposition. That's how good he has been playing. The next player that I'm going to bring in from this team is Alexander-Arnold. He costs 7.8 million. That's the most expensive defender in the game, and I believe that he's totally worth it. The next player that I'm going to bring in is Tim Mikas. I only bring in him to have him on the bench, as he costs only 3.9 million, and right now he does seem to be a starter. Whenever he loses that starter position, I'm just going to place him as a last bench replacement. But I am going to talk about this only for game week 12, so no, this team is not going to be built to last for 5 or 10 game weeks. It's only going to be able to get those maximum amounts of points for game week 12. Let's continue. Norwich plays against Wolves. I believe that Wolves have few good players that could potentially be doing good. The first one is Jimenez, and I'm going to bring in only Jimenez, to be honest. I believe that he does have excellent potential to do good. He costs 7.7 million. He has been playing very good now for the start of the season. He is getting a lot of chances as well. He is creating a lot of chances. I believe that Jimenez should potentially be able to do very good now in this one, especially because they play against Norwich, and Norwich are the team that has allowed most goals out of all Premier League teams. If you take a look at the table, it's Norwich and Newcastle. They've both allowed 27 goals, sharing the first place. Brighton plays against Leeds. I believe this is extremely unpredictable fixtures. Brighton's form is very bad lately. Leeds did not have very good form throughout the whole season now. I don't know what is going to happen, but I think that I'm going to skip it. Same goes to Brentford and Everton. DCL is injured, should be back pretty soon. Brentford are surprisingly playing good against strong teams, and they're doing weak against weaker opposition, so I'm not sure how they are going to be able to perform against Everton. Burnley plays against Tottenham. I believe that we could potentially go for one Tottenham player that has been playing good throughout the whole season, and that is Heung-min Son. He costs 10.4 million, but guys, trust me, this team is going to be able to withstand a player like that and Salah. Let's continue. The next game to take a look at is Leicester against Watford. I'm going to bring in 2 players that are playing each other in this one, as I do believe both teams have excellent offense, but both teams does seem to be having an awful defense. I'm going to bring in Vardy, and I'm going to bring in Joshua King, as he has been playing very good now for the first couple of game weeks of the season. I believe that he is only going to continue to get the starting place right now. He has been doing good, as you can see. He has scored 3 goals against Everton a couple of weeks ago. Now he scored against Manchester United. I believe that he might be able to do that now in the next following game week as well. As you can see, as time goes, we can pretty much start to shape out our theme. Yes, I would actually need to bring in one more of these Wolves players. I just remembered now it's Semedo. I believe that he should potentially be able to do very good now in this particular game week. Let's take a look at the teams they are playing against. It's Norwich, and Wolves are not a team that have allowed so many goals. They do have allowed only 12 goals this season. That's pretty low, and they are ranked 6th right now, so they are not doing that bad. They are playing Norwich that has scored only 7 goals throughout the whole season, and I believe 2 of them came now against Southampton, so previously it was 5 goals in 11 games, so I don't think they have that good of a chance to score against them. So Semedo does have excellent potential to keep it clean and potentially even find himself involved in some attacking returns as well. I just need to bring in the last midfielder. We will take a look at the last midfielder or the last defender to be a starter. When we take a look at the next match is Manchester City against West Ham, and the last midfielder to be a starter as well. I believe that Gallagher or Smith Rowe, somebody should potentially be the first bench replacement for this one. I believe that Gallagher should potentially be the first bench replacement. So now Manchester City plays against West Ham. I don't think that I could potentially recommend any players from these two teams. I think that Antonio could potentially be able to do good. I think that Cancelo could potentially be able to do good, but if he loses that clean sheet, because it's West Ham a tough team, they've actually scored 23 goals this season so far. I believe they have excellent potential to score even against Manchester City, guys. Antonio is that kind of player that scores no matter the opposition. I'm not going to recommend any defender from Manchester City, but I'm actually going to go for the Chelsea defender. Even though Manchester United have scored 20 goals, I still believe that Chelsea have excellent potential to keep it clean against them, or potentially even score a couple of goals against them. As you might not know, but Manchester United are ranked 2nd right now for most goals allowed. They're sharing the 2nd place, I believe, with Leicester, right behind Norwich and Newcastle. So yeah, Manchester United's defense have not been good at all this season, guys. This is pretty much the first team Tsimikas is the bench replacement. And yeah, I almost forgot about the last midfielder that I'm going to bring in. That is actually going to be Mount. Now when Kovacic is out, I believe that Mount is going to be playing. He should be playing a full game. So I believe that Mount has been the most lethal midfielder that Chelsea has this season. Even though he was out for a couple of game weeks, he is having the most total FPL points out of all of their midfielders. So if he gets to play right now, I believe that he is going to be able to do very good. If he does not get to play, then you have a perfect replacement sitting there, Gallagher on the bench waiting to enter the game. So yes, the last defender that I'm going to bring in, it's Livramento, and yeah, I would just need to bring in another defender, goalkeeper right now. In this case, it is going to be Foster. Foster's here, yeah. When I take a look at my team now, I can realize that I might have overspent a bit. So I'm going to need to downgrade my first bench replacement to somebody that is much cheaper. In this case, is going to be Brownhill, 4.4 millions. This team costs around 103 millions right now, so you have the budget. You could potentially even go for this team. But just to be clear, I would need to downgrade somebody else as well. I would need to downgrade King to potentially Dennis to be able to withstand this team. Still minus 1.3 millions. Tsimikas, James, Semedo, Livramento, Brownhill, Salah. Yeah, it's Mount. It's Mount that seemed to be an extra guy right here. I cannot have him against Manchester United. I would actually need to go for Gallagher to be my starter, to be able to withstand that 101.5 million budget that I have to spend on this team, guys. So yes, this seemed to be pretty much it. I'm going to have Salah to be my captain for this one, Son to be my vice captain. So yeah, if you thought this video was of any help, if you liked it, please do give it thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if that is something you have not done already. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.